Welcome to the Moment of Clarity podcast. I'm Nate.
I'm Jared.
I'm Jacob. Tune in as we break down the topics of life.
So moving on from the stimulus check, what y'all think about the events that happened at Congress yesterday?
It's terrible, but it's hilarious at the same time. Wow. People was really up in there chilling.
It was like a mockery.
Like, for real. They were just letting them know, like, we can get in here. And you won't do anything about it.
Yeah, man. I'm just over here trying to get in my zen. I mean, I'm just trying to get in my zen. I think it's really interesting because, the protests were known beforehand. It wasn't a surprise protest. And from the looks of it, there was no preparation for it really.
Yeah.
So it was almost like a pass to run amok,
Real. Wow.
Yeah. I got some alerts, like with the agency I work for. And, I heard about the reports of, somebody being shot and everything. And I mean, it's just so unfortunate for real, for like deaths to happen as a result of this, man. So it's like, very impactful, And I read about, tear gas being deployed inside the building. I just thought, of like the last time I had been in the Capitol, and how enjoyable of an experience it was. And then to just imagine it with tear gas because, it's like some raiders in there. That's just crazy.
Man, that sucks, man. It really makes leaders look bad. Like leaders look bad, and it really makes our protectors look bad for how they handled that situation yesterday. Because we know if it was a couple of us, and it was a couple of us. Now that I think about it, but if it was straight us in that joint, that joint probably would have went a little differently.
I blame it on the police, man. Like, I feel like if you see them outside of a Black Lives Matter rally, they all gassed up, at the beginning. They all suited and booted and ready to move people out and act. And it's just like, they ain't really take these people serious. And then because they ain't take them serious, now we just made ourselves look crazy like fools to the rest of the world because we can't even control like an extremist group of like a couple thousand people, you know what I'm saying, that was just probably acting, just wanted attention because how many of them people I don't even think believe in what they was doing there. They just wanted to be a part of the crowd. And then because they want to be a part of the crowd, they're breaking in. And it's like the police wasn't really trying to stop them. They had a right backup. It's like the police chief couldn't have been listening to his threat analyst. I mean, whoever that is, because I know like there's been a lot of threat on lines. They knew they was coming, and all they did was come in with like part staff, like it's still a holiday. And then you had to get. The funny thing is, it was Marion Barry who stopped them from like staying in there, and she called in the guard and the state police, and that's when everybody, even Virginia, sent their people too, and that's when they finally pushed everybody back. But like I see how the police move when they're dealing with them. They can be real professional as far as like when they were getting them out of the way, they would establish a new barrier, moving back, establish a new barrier. And I know it had to take till probably like 1 o'clock 1 o'clock this morning for them to probably clear everybody out, or even later than that. But they was willing to do that. But it's just like they need to exercise the same patience when it's Black people, because most of us is too scared to even try to go that far. We just want to be heard for the most part. We ain't gonna sit here and try to break into the Capitol, but y'all want to sit there and act like we crazy. They basically took the guy took the podium out of the Capitol. You know what I'm saying? The people like, was running amok in the Capitol, and they didn't do anything about it. You know what I'm saying? They barely responded to that. They had senators, congresswomen, congressmen, you know, running for their lives, scared and all that stuff. Like, you can't get at a pass, but you can get at a pass, but you can't give us a pass when we're just standing outside. Like, stop killing us. That's it. Yeah, they gotta do something better, man, with the police, because they really look weak right now, and it's really giving more credence to defunding them. But they got to do better.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess it's just kind of like so much has happened, over the course of, the past 6 months or so, you know. And then you had the holidays and everything. And so for this to happen, like so shortly after the holidays is kind of a hit too, because at least, during the holidays you had that sense of, happiness regardless of what was going on, like in the world and all that stuff. So yeah, for this to hit, it's hard to really grasp, like what has happened, because, honestly, like I think back to, like Abraham Lincoln, like when Abraham Lincoln got shot in the Ford Theater, that's the same impact that, I think of with this happening. It's almost like this is like historical. Like this is, what I'm saying? Like this is like a history books, passage or whatever.
Yeah,
Um,
we living in one.
yeah, it's a lot of stuff. It's just surreal almost, I guess it just goes to show that, history, can repeat itself, like if you're not careful.
Yeah.
I think like for a while there was like this lull in American history. It almost seemed like, well, ain't nothing really big happening. You know what I'm saying? It's like I would kind of get a sense of nostalgia reading about stuff happening in the, the 50s, 60s and all that stuff. So I'm like, man, ain't nothing really happening right now. But now, man, no, like it's a lot of stuff going on,